Personally, I think players should be categorized in three different uh, categories. You have the rally leaders, people that have the best equipment, the best commanders, and have VIP 17. They are our rally leaders. Uh, Inside this category, you will have few categories like infantry, cavalry, and archers. The best cavalry commander for rallying is Zhang Yu. But most of the players are not in this category. Most of the players will be in the category of open field. Open field commanders and rally and garrison commanders usually, not always, but usually are different. You have the open field commanders like Zhang Yu that is also a good rally leader, but it's not always the case. So choosing what you will invest in is very important. As an open field commander or open field player, governor, you trying to have five good marchers. Five good marchers, not always saying five only legendaries pairs. You can pair legendaries with epics and it will be fine. You have many good options for legendary epic combos. Usually I will really advise against pairing somebody with primary epic commander. By the way, if anyone wants to join the stream and talk with me and give his opinion, please write down in chat and I will give you the permission to talk. A very good example of legendary commander that have an epic combo with him is Alexander. Alexander the Great goes very well with Sun Tzu. It's you will not win a good legendary combo by any means, no. But when you trying to get five good marches, not the greatest, but five good marches to the field, you're trying to see where you can save up and not make only five expertise 10 commanders. Alexander, you can start using him at 5511. Using Alexander 5511 and Sun Tzu will save you a lot of sculptures in this combo. Another good epic set, legendary epic set will be Saladin and Ethelflaed. I wouldn't say she is an epic, but she is easy to get as an epic, so it's nice to have. You can use also an Ethelflaed in primary and YSG in secondary, just because YSG is mostly the most swarmed thing, so you're trying to hide him behind something, and usually Ethelflaed is not the first thing you will focus on because she's weak. She is weak enough to not be focused and also strong enough to not to be focused because she is weak. So it's not a perfect situation, but it's a situation. You can use her as primary with YSG secondary, and it will work. I personally will not do it, but what I have, it's not what you have. One commander that I really wanna put on your list of getting is Ramses II. Ramses II is coming from Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune of archers. He is very good at 5511 and even better as 5551. You can use him as primary, YSG as secondary, and you have one of the best, if not the best, open field archer march. What good epics you can use with legendaries? Let's come back to this question. I would say Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu goes very well with Alexander. You can use Joan of Arc with somebody like Charles Martel. You can use Pelagius with. You can use Pelagius. It's not bad. You can use him with Saladin or Ramses with any epics. I guess if you don't have YSG, you can use him with Herman. Then you will have a tanky archer march with lots of debuffs, but I would advise to invest in YSG as soon as possible. Pelagius is nice to have with somebody like Saladin or Kahan, but you usually will prefer not Pelagius but Barbas. He have AoE. AoE is always the king of open field. He have a lot of buffs and debuffs, so I would say Barbas is better than Pelagius in that sense. A great epic commander is Bjorn. You can use him with Martel, you can use him with Constantine. He is great commander because he does a little bit of damage. It's not the greatest damage, but better than his damage it is increased skill damage. That means the enemy takes more skill damage than if he didn't have this debuff. This is one of the greatest debuff in the game because you put in a debuff on the enemy and everyone in the field who is targeting that enemy and doing skill damage will have more damage because you use Bjorn. It's really nice, and it's like the Tomiris buff. Tomiris is one of the oldest and still usable legendary commanders because of exactly this buff. The enemy takes more skill damage. Of course, Tomiris is better than Bjorn, but Bjorn is easier to max. Tomiris will be very hard to max as a regular player. Who I'm still thinking about the question, can he be Ramses used with any epics? Herman is a good epic to use with him, but do we have anyone else? Maybe Osman, but I wouldn't be. No. Ramses is best. That guy, Kosonoki. You can use Kosonoki for his buffs, but again, if you put in Ramses in the field, the best thing in Ramses is that this is a sort of tanky and strong march, very good against somebody who still use Richard, for example, and you will usually not be the first thing to target. This is why I really advise to invest in Ramses and YSG. You can finish Ramses at 5511. You don't have to max him. Having him in this state is nice. Again, if somebody wants to join my stream, talk with me, put input his opinion, so it wouldn't be so boring to talk to myself, I will be very happy. Just message me and I will put you with me. Usually I do this stuff with Willy, but he is a bit occupied right now. Okay, epics. Then let's go back to the epics. Sun Tzu, we said, good with Alexander. Till you get a better march, Sun Tzu Alexander is a great march you can use. Joan of Arc, you probably will use her even if you have 10 max legendary commanders. You will use her till you will get Trajan or Trajan. Joan of Arc is just a great commander. She have one of the best primary skills as a epic and a legendary. The only commander rivaling her is Trajan. It will take time to you to invest in Trajan because you prefer to put your sculptures elsewhere. Trajan coming in the Wheel of Fortune, and you will have better commanders to choose in Wheel of Fortune than Trajan. Trajan is not bad. Trajan is one of my favorite commanders, but I wouldn't advise a player that only entering the Season of Conquest to invest in him. You better invest in stuff like Ramses, Zhengyu, Leonidas. Leonidas 5511 is perfectly usable. You can use Guan Yu 5155 with Leonidas 5511. It wouldn't be the best march, but it will be very strong. And again, your mission is not to create one or two marches that will be the best. Your mission is to create 5 good marches. If you are a garrison leader or a rally leader, it's a bit different. But garrison or rally leaders usually are big whales because you need VIP 17, you need very good equipment. I wouldn't say I qualify really as a garrison or command or rally leader right now. I have nice equipment, but not the best. If somebody with S type of S grade of equipment is online, I prefer him to rally or garrison. So again, open field. Let's try to create 5 good marches with the minimum of spending golden sculptures. I would say if you have Alexander and you have Saladin, you're already in half of the way. To use Saladin 5551 with YSG and Etafled, it can be used pretty much with any commander, to be honest. It's great. And probably most of you have already Charles Martel at least at 5511. If you have him at 5511, I would say put him on the field with Joan of Arc. Alexander with Sun Tzu till you get Guan, then change it up a bit and get Guan Yu Alexander till you get Leo, and Leo can replace Alexander and free Alexander, and then you go back Alexander Sun Tzu. Zhang Guo is a great commander. I would really advise, if you can get him and invest in him. He totally usable at 5-5-1-1, but as a max commander it will always be the best. But as a cavalry commander, he is the top 3 commander that I will advise to invest in. The top 1 cavalry commander will be William. William is the best commander to invest in as a cavalry. You can use him as counter rallies, and open field. He is great, versatile, utility commander. One of the best marches in the game today is Zhang Guo William or Saladin William. Saladin William, I really love this march because both Saladin and William don't need to be expertise to get most value out of this combo. William is ready to go, and mostly ready, to be honest. The value you can get from expertising him is not such great as other commanders. He is ready at 5-5-5-1. So if you want cavalry march, I would advise to put the 300 sculptures you need in William to get him at 5-5-5-1. Use him as secondary to somebody like Saladin, and you have already one of the best open field marches. William is a great commander because he has sort of a AoE. It not always will you be usable because he has a very weird AoE. It goes straight forward, it's not in a fence shape. But he have a lot of buffs, he have a lot of versatility, and he have one of the best buffs to other commanders in the field. Ramses is my top 1 pick to start investing in as archer. The other one will be or Cyrus or Nebuchadnezzar. William will open in 14 days after we finishing KVK. He will come in the Wheel of Fortune of the cavalry cycle. Wheel of Fortunes and Matthias Governor after this KVK will be totally different from what you used to have. It will be choose your commander. You will have Wheel of Fortune and you can choose one of 4 commanders. For example, cavalry, you can choose between William, who is the other one? If I don't recall correctly, Takeda, William, Takeda, and Zhang Guo, and another one I don't recall who. Maybe Khan? No, I think Khan is outdated and it's not there anymore. William, Zhang Guo, and Takeda will be in the same wheel, and you can choose what of from those 3 you can spin. So I advise to spin on William, and only after you have William in a good state, I will advise to invest in Zhang Guo. Chandra coming in Mightiest Governor. Chandra is a great rally leader, but is not the greatest in the open field. Here is my Chandra. I want some sculptures in Mightiest Governors. Um, you can use him with a good Zhangyu on open field. It will be punishing when people attack you, but I wouldn't advise you to invest in him purely on open field. William is better. So, Ramses for archers, William for cavalry, and infantry. It's very hard to choose. You have two great choices with infantry in the Wheel of Fortune, and I totally disagree with myself. I don't have a concrete opinion right now. Guan Yu is my favorite commander for a very long time, but I feel he's starting to get outdated with the time. There are better commanders than him that coming out. He have a very high damage factor, its area of effect, and he have a silence. He's very versatile utility commander. But he also the most focused on commander in the game. If you have him on your roster, I will promise you this is the first commander the enemy will focus on. The other choice in the Wheel of Fortune for infantry is Herald. I don't have maxed Herald, but I will advise most of the players to max him. He, on the paper, he is a great rally leader, but in reality, his debuff on himself is so big that in the rally you will be very squishy. This is why the only good rally with him inside it is Pakal, because Pakal removing his debuff. But in the open field, usually you don't fight for so long per battle that you go getting the cap of the debuff on himself. Usually you have smaller battles with the smaller time, and you don't get 75% defense debuff. And he very strong, very punishing. Putting him behind somebody like Alexander will wreck the enemy if they try to swarm you. Yes, you will lose if you get swarmed, but you will wreck the enemy. I personally will advise you to choose Herald over Guan Yu in a Wheel of Fortune if you don't have big amounts of sculptures. Herald have a sweet spot for me in my heart. I don't use him, but I will advise anyone who is entering the Seasonal Conquest to use him. He have a great value in a Swarm, in a Murder Ball. He is just all around good commander. He have weird stuff on him, yes, but he is very nice. And the best stuff, the best thing in Herald, it's if you are losing and you wanna abuse the enemy, you can use Herald in a very funny way of popping out of the city, getting one random skill out and popping in, because Herald have a chance to use his active skill just because he wants it. And when you using it and you popping out of the city, throwing an axe and coming back, you will have so much kills from just abusing the enemy. This is why usually for free to play or medium spender, Herald is a great choice. If you get Guan Yu at 5155, it's like being expertise. Because the expertise is when you have a shield and you use your active ability together, you have more attack, but it's so random that in most of the fights you will not have this. So if you can get him at 5155 is perfect. Don't invest in him anymore. Okay, so infantry, Guan Yu and Herald, very good choices for Wheel of Fortune. I personally, my opinion is to invest in Herald. Again, do as I say, not as I do. Alex or Sun Tzu or Alex Bjorn. Well, Alex Sun Tzu have better value in damage dealing, while Bjorn have a better value in supporting. This is why I usually advise Martel with Bjorn and Alex with Sun Tzu. Herald, no, comparing Herald to Attila and Takeda is weird, because Attila and Takeda, their biggest, strongest side, it's they are strong, as it's hard to get them off the field, while Herald, long battles are bad for him. He is trying to destroy the enemies faster than the enemy can destroy him, while Attila and Takeda is the perfect opposite. Attila and Takeda trying to prolong the battle, so you will do more damage over time than the enemy. Herald and Attila and Takeda are perfect opposites of each other. I really advised against the coin. You have better accessories in the game than the coin. The coin have very niche place only with expertized Guan Yu. I generally think it's not the best for a normal player to invest in coin. You better off saving your resources and in few months building a dagger. Athena, do you want to join me and talk with me, because I'm getting bored talking to myself. By the way, one big advice I will give you: don't spend heads on Edward. Up to date, Edward is the worst commander I ever invested in any account. he is good only with Tomiris, and even then, not in the open field, only for rallies, and even then you have better rallies usually. Just don't spend on Edward. You better off spending on something like Ramses. By the way, everyone who is in Discord and listening to me, you can see my stream in YouTube and see even what commanders I'm showing them and showing their skills. Yes, I have most of them unlocked because I see in stream I have 5 people, but in Discord I have 10. Join my YouTube stream. You can mute the YouTube and listen me here if the audio is better here. Okay. So you're free to play, yes, or a slow spender. You're entering right now the season of conquest. Any of you are here listening to me and can talk? I want to use you as an example. Phoenix, Emily, Witch. You too embarrassed to talk or something, everyone, today? Hi, Phoenix.
What's up?
Everything is fine. What commanders, legendary commanders, do you have expertise or in usable state right now?
Expertise, I have YSG and Alexander. Now I'm working on Guan Yu.
Okay. So if I'm telling you we have in a war, I need you to use 5 marches. What 5 marches you gonna use in the next war?
Let me check, I go in game now. Guan Yu and Alexander. I can use Ethelflaed with double C maybe.
Okay.
Sun Tzu YSG, but he will get wrecked.
You don't have Saladin.
All the others are epics. No.
Okay. I will advise you to do something else. Try to unlock Leonidas as fast as you can and make him 5-5-1-1. Try to get a placement in Mightiest Governor, 2 Mightiest Governor, and you have him unlocked, because most likely you will be number 16 to 30, so 5 sculptures every Mightiest Governor, 2 Mightiest Governor, you have him unlocked. Or try your luck in the Legendary Tavern and hope you will get him. Get him at 5-5.
A lot of gems.
Yes. Get him at 5-5-1-1. And you can use him with Guan Yu. Alexander with YSG. How is your Martel?
Very, very bad. No luck with him.
You don't have him at 5-5 even?
No, 5-3-1-1.
Okay.
Very shitty luck in the golden chest.
Yeah. I maxed him only after 2 years, so nothing new to me.
Yeah.
Luck is really shitty in this game.
Yeah.
Ethelflaed, I would say. Um, let's see. How
I
many?
want to work on
How
Ramses also.
How many sculptures did you save for now?
Nothing because I'm working on Guan Yu.
Okay. Maybe stop working on Guan Yu for a bit, get Ramses as soon as possible, and make him 5-5
Okay.
to have another march, and then use Ramses YSG and Ethelflaed with Joan of Arc, and then you have good 4 marches and try to get the 5th as soon as possible.
Okay. I want also to work on Saladin, but can't get him. I'm getting every time I'm buying the cheapest daily, I'm getting the silver key all the time.
Well, then buy 3 at a time.
Yeah. But I'm a very low spender,
Very low
like
spend.
$50 a month.
$50 a month is a lot.
Man, that's nothing.
I'm spending on my account usually around $100 a month. So I'm buying in the recharge events, and sometimes I'm buying bundles, but usually only recharge and daily the daily bundles. So in a regular month I'm using around $100.
Yeah, that's okay.
Uh,
That's not a big spender amount.
no, we have way bigger spenders in this kingdom. We have Orion, and we have Willy, and we have Beer that spending more than $300 every month. And we
Yeah.
have Sir, who is listening, and he ran away. That's spending a lot. Anyone else want to share what he have, and after we talked what he will want to... Okay, that was fast. Hi.
Hey, hello.
So, what do you have right now?
I have YSG, Alex, Saladin 5552, and Richard Martel, Ethelflaed. That's it.
You have Richard expertise or 5-5?
Expertise.
I think you wasted your sculptures, because usually Richard expertise is a waste today, but you still can use him for now. Okay, now build me 5 marches for the open field from what you have and what you're gonna invest in the next 2 months.
Martel and YSG, Saladin, Ethelflaed, Alex, and Sansu, Richard, maybe with the Buren, or John Arc.
Okay, how many sculptures did you saved up for the new commanders?
I have now 380.
380?
Yes.
So you can improve your 5 marches by having Ramses.
Ramses as archer.
Yeah. Or William as cavalry.
William as a secondary with
with Saladin.
Saladin. With
Yeah.
Saladin.
Saladin William is a great march. I love it. It have a
Salad-
great utility and damage.
William, how much I need to put him?
You need 5-5-5-1, just like Saladin, so around 300. 310. And then
And
you have
Ramses.
Ramses, you can use him as 5-5-1-5, but usually people advise to use him as also 5-5-5-1. So also around 300. If you want a cheap version, then less.
What if I want to build a garrison or what will I do?
I will advise you to do this. Choose between Ramses or William, what you better have in your roster. If you choose in Ramses, then use Ramses YSG, Richard Ethelfled. Who else you said you have?
Alex.
Alex with Sanzu, and Martel Bjorn, or Martel John of Arc. That will be my top picks in your situation. Again, everyone is playing differently, so you need to choose what you will like better. Ramses have a great utility because he can nullify Richard in open field. His skill is he don't let the enemy cast his healing at all. The enemy cannot use healing.
So I think after season of Conquest, not a lot will play with Richard.
Yeah, Richard usually dying off after a season of Conquest. You can still use him, but be prepared that he is not great. Usually, if I use him, it's only to hide something behind him, like something supportive or something that needs the defense. If my
Like Guan.
Guan needs to be in primary to have the best value. But Herald that I advised before, I seen a lot of people using Richard Herald because people seeing Richard, they swarming it, and then you have Herald behind it, and Herald punishing them because they swarmed him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Richard usually dying off after Season of Conquest. That's the sad truth, and that's why I said Richard is a bit of a waste. You still can use him. You still can barb chain with him, but he's not best commander in game anymore by long shot. You have Ramses that can totally nullify his healing. You have stuff like Gilgamesh that punishing him because of his healing. You have a lot of commanders that just debuff his healing by 50% like Saladin, and more stuff like Saladin. If you now only Saladin reduces healing, Season of Conquest comes and you have 4 commanders that you reduce healing, not only one.
Okay. So I will work with on William, so I can put him with Saladin. And Ramses with YSG.
Ramses YSG is one of the best open field commanders. That's it. Ramses giving you a great tanky and strong march with YSG on secondary, and you will have a nice time with him. It's just a great march. Nebuchadnezzar YSG is also nice, but it's very squishy. It dies faster than Ramses YSG.
Right. Thanks.
No problem. Uh, anyone else wants to talk, ask questions? Anyone want to know about specific commanders, how to use them, how I would advise to spend on them? You have today Amanatore, the newest garrison commander that goes very nice with Artemisia, but most of the players I will not advise to use them. Even if it's a great march in open field, it's not. It's very big investment for the money. You put a lot of investment, and the benefit you get in return usually not worth it in this stage of the game for most of the players in our kingdom. You have Gilgamesh that also I will not advise most of the players to invest in him. Gilgamesh is the best rally for players today, to date. Rivaled only by Zhangyu and Chandra or Pakal Herald, but it's not the greatest march in the open field, and that's why again for most player I will advise against invest in him, because in Season of Conquest the chance you will launch a rally is lower, because we will be in a coalition of 5 alliances, and believe me, most likely somebody with better gear or better VIP level can launch the rally and not you. And we're always trying to get the best, because if you have not the best, you will have more deaths and more people will suffer because you launched the rally. Yeah, Mayhem. Hi, Mayhem. You are muted, so unmute yourself.
Hello everyone. Hello Doctor. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Thanks. I'm good. It's a very interesting topic talking about the commanders. So I want to join and maybe ask some questions. What to invest? Definitely, I will go for William. I don't know what else actually.
Mayhem, you are older account, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, but I've never played the Season of Conquest yet. Only
What you have right now in your roster, because I don't remember your.
I got because last time in KVK3 we could get Attila Takeda and Guan Yu. So I have them, but I never worked on them because I knew it would be better commanders, which came like XY, like I don't know, Chandra and William. So they came along. So I'm happy I didn't invest on any of them, but I will go for maybe for Guan Yu to put for the primary for the Alex.
Okay.
So
let's start one by one. What is your VIP level?
15.
15. So you will not be a rally commander, but you can be a good open field commander. Okay.
Yes, I will. Yes.
What you have expertise right now? Alexander and who else?
Alexander, YSG, Khan, and like I don't know, Saladin 5551.
Okay. So Kahan, Alexander, Saladin, YSG, Ethelfled, That
Yeah,
from,
that should go.
from the legendaries, that's it, right? And how many
Yes,
sculptures
yes.
did you save up for this?
I have 1,100.
Okay,
Want to work
you
with.
have nice amount. Um, again, my advice, it's not really invest in Guan Yu right now, because Guan Yu in a very weird position that most of the whales I know stop using him and prefer using other marches. Guan Yu
I'm thinking if. Sorry.
Guan Yu have his utility and is still one of the favorite marches of mine. But in your situation, I maybe will think about investing in Herald and not Guan Yu, and then use Alexander Herald, Alexander from primary, Herald
see.
secondary, and then investing the rest of your sculptures in William or in Ramses, and then you will
I see.
have Alexander Herald.
What I experienced, I will never go for the archers, because whenever I had a lot of archers in the hospital, so I will never go for archer march in the field. I have an idea, like I want to go for all 5 march cavalry, so it will be very fast and I can go back very fast, because the infantry is stacking. So maybe I go all for cav commanders. That might be
It can be nice.
saving.
If you want to go all in cavalry, then William will be great choice for you. William and Jean Guillaume.
I see. Okay.
William and Jean Guillaume will be two great marches for you. Two great commanders. You can use Jean Guillaume with Kahan. It's not the strongest march, but very usable. You will have a lot of return in this march. It will be very fast march, very firing very fast his abilities, because he have requirement of only 700 rage and not 1000. So Jean Guillaume Khan, and then Saladin William will be two great marches. Usually full cavalry combos are bad because you don't have enough tankiness in your march, but in a murder ball, full cavalry can be useful. I still advise you to use mixed and not only cavalry. For example, 2 infantry and 3 cavalry. That can be very useful.
If I do 5-5-5-1, it needs around 400 sculptures, so I can work on almost 4 commanders. So 4 commanders, maybe I can go Attila Takeda as well. Attila Takeda, XY, and the other one is like William. So then I can put secondary for, like YST with the Khan. So I can maybe do like this to make use of the expertise, because I have YST, I need to use it somehow. That can be possible.
Again, YSG is one of the best commanders in game to date, but it's very hard to find something to use with him. Saladin YSG is usable, but I still prefer to use Ramses YSG in my account, for example, even that my Ramses right now not in the best position. Just I know because my wife have a great archer account, and she using Ramses YSG and Nebuchadnezzar with Cyrus, and she have
nice.
She have a lot of archers that you still didn't see, and she likes it, and I saw how useful it is. So Ramses YSG is my top pick for Ramses, for YSG. You can
Okay, I will.
you can
I will
use
look to
Alexander.
Ramses.
You can use Alexander YSG till you get Ramses as one of your infantry marches. But that's it's up for you.
Yeah, should be nice. Okay, let's see once the commanders open, so we will go for them. Yeah, thank you very much, Declan.
No problem. Anyone else wants to ask, talk, just share? Or I will continue rambling. Okay, then let's move to the next stage of this stream. The stage that most of you don't need to hear, but still welcome to stay and hear it. Garrison and rallying commanders, garrison and rallying players. Those are the players that have higher VIP than me. VIP 17 is very required in the Season of Conquest to launch rally. The 5% extra all damage is very strong buff, and you usually don't want to miss on it. Players that don't have it still can launch a rally, but usually you will be designated as counter rallies or rallies when everyone sleeps. Okay. So, I am a rally rally leader. What commanders should I invest in? Usually it's categorized in one of three types. You have infantry, you have archers, and you have cavalry. Today the metas are cavalry usually use Zhangyu and Chandra or Zhangyu Saladin if it's against Saraciti. You can use Attila and Takeda in some situations, but today they are more outdated and used as secondary rallies or as counter rallies, not as the main rally. I saw in the last KVK of my friends, they used Bakar Herald to tank the damage and two Attilas and Takedas to make the damage. It's useful, it's nice, but today Attila and Takeda, if you don't have them, I strongly advise against putting him, invest in him. They are useful, but not the greatest use you can have. Zhangyu and Chandra are the meta today, and usually you prefer to have the meta. Zhangyu and William is also the meta against very specific types of structures, and for very specific types of garrison, but I don't want to expand on it because this is more of a not for this stream. This is more of a teaching the leaders how to rally. Infantry today have one big number one rally, that is Bakar Herald, and the secondary rally is usually Guan Leonidas or Guan Herald. You don't use ever Guan Herald as the primary rally because it's very squishy and it cannot tank damage. You prefer to have Bakal Herald as the primary rally. When I'm talking about primary and secondary rallies, what I mean, when you launch in a rally for a gate or fort, you usually in Season of Conquest you don't do one rally. You launch 2 or 3 rallies at the same time. You have the primary rally, the rally that hits first and taking the most bulk of the damage. It's taking the direct damage of the skills. It takes the most damage because it's the first queen to hit it. And then you have secondary rallies. Secondary rallies are mostly most people use more squishy rallies like archers or Guan heralds and etc. to make a lot of damage and in the smallest amount of time you can do. You're trying to get the garrison forfeit before you forfeit. But if you get in too low, you usually cancel the rally. Archers. Today you have few rallies that still matter. The most meta, of course, it's Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is the newest, the prettiest toy in a roster, and of course, this is the number one rally. Gilgamesh together with Gilgamesh and my brain is not working. To be honest, I didn't use Gilgamesh in my life. I don't have him unlocked. I know he is the most used commander today, but I'm really struggling to remember what the meta right now with Gilgamesh. I remember some people tried with Ramses and it didn't work. I think YSG? No. I will look it up later and post it. And you have rallies. Secondaries are usually Nebuchadnezzar YSG, Nebuchadnezzar Cyrus, Cyrus Ramses, Ramses YSG. Archers are very Lego-like. Archers are Lego and you can use and match them as much as you want against the specific type of garrison and specific type of situation you have. If you ask me, archers have the best versatile commanders for rallies update. They have the worst garrisons. Aminatori and Artemisia is very strong, yes, but that is basically the only garrison that is updated and still useful. While infantry and cavalry had better lifespan of garrisons. Okay, so garrisons. Garrisons, you usually don't have primaries and secondaries. You have three best marches for that, and that's it. You have a very limited amount of secondary, quote-unquote secondary garrisons, like Saladin YSS. It's a secondary garrison that you can use on some off line, so you can block the enemy, but the main garrison player blocking the enemy in other fronts. So the main garrisons are the following. Zenobia YSS is the best infantry garrison. Usually it can hold against anything except Gilgamesh, and Zhangyu can do a lot of harm to it too, but not really break it, so to say. Cavalry have Jadwiga. Jadwiga, this is this beauty, the only Polish commander ever be released today. Very nice. She is very strong garrison, have a lot of skill damage. You can use her with YSS usually or Theodora, but I've seen some people using Jadwiga Saladin also against things it's hold very strongly. Archers, Amanatore, and Artemisia, it's the only choice you have. You don't have any choice other than it. You can use Artemisia G, but it doesn't hold as strong as other marches. Saladin YSS is better. Anyone have any other question, wants to expand on something, wants to ask me why I didn't invest in that or this? I'm still here. Ask questions, you can join the conversation. I'm here for it. No one wants to ask anything. We can finish today's stream. Let's see if I forgot something. I want to expand on one thing before we finish the stream. Is Trajan or Trajan, however you call him. This is the one of the most controversial commanders in my taste. It's very tanky, very strong. The buff is very nice. When he expertise, he have one of the best buff in game. He have a very low direct damage, but he is the only commander that really can replace Joan of Arc. If you ask me, okay, I want to invest in him, he is a great support, how can I use him and with what commanders do I use him? Okay, Trajan is best used with something like Ethelflaed, or you can use him with Constantine or Mulan, but I really don't understand why. I prefer to put something like Herald behind him. Trajan have this buff that gives him 60% defense in the maximum stacks. It's almost negate Herald debuff. So I think they go hand in hand together. Also, support skill tree with Herald go also hand in hand together. Leonidas, I already told you, one of the best investment in the game. 5511 is very nicely builded. Artemisia is in a weird state for me right now. I think that's it. I think we will finish the stream here. If anyone have last questions before I closing it, I will ask it or